Hi everyone, and welcome back to Sonya's Prep. In this week's video, I wanted to take you along on how I get ready for the Jewish holiday of Sukkot. Sukkot is basically a holiday where we make a makeshift tent or a home outside of our home. It's to commemorate how we left Egypt. And this is our sukkah where I am sitting right now. My husband and my children all decorated it and put all these things up on the walls to make it look beautiful. Of course, this holiday is full of yummy treats and delicious foods, and I wanted to take you along and show you how I prepped for everything. You're gonna see some real life moments, and I hope you guys all enjoy this video. I am going to be hosting a few people, so you're gonna see a lot of delicious yummy foods. If you like these types of videos all about my Orthodox Jewish life, then please like this video and subscribe if you are new. Now let's get into all the prep. I always start my prep with creating a menu or things for myself to do. It just takes the guesswork out of it, and I can always just refer back to it and know exactly what I want to make. For the meals for Sukkot, I wanted to make lamb soup, turkey drumsticks, minute steak with potatoes, stuffed onions, barbecue short ribs, basmati rice, truffle mayo salmon with garlic and some greens, as well as a bunch of salads and desserts. I am hosting a bunch of people, so this amount of food does feed quite a few people. So to start off on my day in the life as an Orthodox Jewish mom, I'm here preparing breakfast. I'm going to be making some fried eggs with some toast and some grapes and strawberries for the kiddos. My little munchkins are definitely never too far behind, always trying to help out in the kitchen. Going to be using totally guacamole seasoning from Cold Save. I'm obsessed with the seasoning for fried eggs. As you can see, one by one, the kids are slowly waking up and I'm giving them some breakfast. My older son woke up and saw me making fried eggs and he said, "Mommy, I want to make them this time." So I let him have a hand at it. He really is interested now on making things himself. So I am right there by his side, helping him along, and he's very excited to be so independent. And on the weekends, we always have some sweet tea to go along with our breakfast. My husband just got back from doing all the shopping for the upcoming holiday, so I'm just gonna be getting him some breakfast ready as well. He loves mac and cheese. He's over there heating up some mac and cheese that we had left over from the night before while I'm getting his eggs fried. We're gonna have just a quick breakfast together, and the kids in the background are putting away the laundry that was already folded from the night previously. Here are a few of the items that he quickly ran out to get me so that I wouldn't run out of those things for the holiday. Some lettuce, some mayo, celery. I have challah over there also, which is great. Sometimes I don't have the time to make challah. I will be making sourdough though, but my kids really like their challahs, so I do try to have a loaf for them. Just a quick shout out for next week's video. My daughter is going to be making challah with me, and she is so excited about having this video going to be uploaded. So I hope you guys all tune in next week to see her make challah with me. Now that breakfast is done and over with and the shopping is put away, I wanted to show you my sourdough starter that I have fed the night before so that I can get the dough ready for my sourdough bread. If you're new here, I just wanted to quickly say that I already do have a sourdough starter video up, as well as a sourdough bread recipe. If you are interested, I'll have some cards up above and the links to those videos down below. While I'm in the kitchen getting ready to do all the preps for the holiday of Sukkot, my husband is in the back with some of my kids getting the Sukkah built. It is basically like a house that we build outside of our home, and we decorate it cutely, and the kids all are very excited to participate in making it. Before starting to cook, I need to make sure that I have some clean surfaces and that my dishes are washed in the sink. It just helps me cook, and it really, I feel like, saves me time because I move much more quicker in a cleaner space. While my son was outside, he found this really huge spider web with a big spider, and he was telling me, "Mom, do you know spiders are very majestic?" And I said, "Really, you want to show me a clip of it?" So he took my phone and recorded a little bit of it.
So there's a spider web. You can't really see it. It's moving a lot, and it's so sunny. I'll just take a look.
Those who wash dishes often know that once you finish dishes, there's always that one child or that one person who throws something in when you think you're done. I thought it was hilarious, like dishes never end. At around 11 o'clock, my kids were all invited to a birthday party, which was very exciting. They all got to get out of the house with my husband. I decided to stay home and just finish up a few of the things that I needed to do. So I threw in a load of laundry, and very quickly they returned, and it was lunchtime. Just the time flies when all the kids are home and you have a million things to do, but it's wonderful. So lunchtime is being served. I'm giving them some matzo ball soup that I had left over from Shabbat. They're all going to eat that up, and then it's going to be nap time. If you've seen one of my previous vlogs from a while ago, I told you that my kids always take off their pillowcases. Yep, guys, they're still doing it. So I'm placing the pillowcase back on my son's bed, removing their lollipops, because of course they got some lollipops when they were at the birthday party. While my younger kids are napping, I of course see a bunch of stuff on the floor, bringing that back into the playroom. My older kids are in the playroom right now cleaning everything up. And I know I'm gonna get asked, why are my kids napping? They are napping in school now anyways, because they're only 3 and 4 years old. So I continue that at home because why not? After doing some coil folds for my sourdough bread, I'm going to leave it for 6 hours to rise on my counter. And while they are rising, I decided to make some apple turnovers, which are super quick to make. To make my life easier, I use this apple pie filling that's already prepared and some puff pastry squares, the big kind, and this is how I do it. And just like that, in no time at all, my baby is up. He's helping me egg wash the apple turnovers, and I'm going to be baking it in a 375-degree oven for about 25 minutes until they're nice and golden. At this point, my sourdough bread has risen beautifully. I had to take a bit of a break from filming because we got the stomach bug in our house. 2 of my kids started to throw up, and then the third. So it was definitely a very fun Sunday in our house. So here I am just quickly placing the sourdough into their beautiful round shapes before I put them into their bannetons. One of you guys here on YouTube gave me an excellent tip of spraying the bannetons with some oil to prevent the dough from sticking. So I'm going to show you later on how that worked out. The gorgeous apple turnovers are now ready, and I'm going to be making some icing sugar for it. I just do everything by eyeballing it. I place some confectioner sugar with a few teaspoons of almond milk, mix it up, and then drizzle it over the top. At this point, it's dinner time already. I didn't get that much done because of the stomach bug going around in the house with the kids, but just trying to get through it. I have some steaks here left over with some potato kugel for the kids, who thankfully are not throwing up and vomiting everywhere. They're going to be eating that quickly and heading on off to bed. After dinner, everyone heads on off to bed, and I start just to tidy up my kitchen so that I can properly cook in a fast and efficient manner. So here is the chaos before and then after. My husband's outside putting up the sukkah still with the decorations. Thank God he was home with me, helping me with the kiddos. So now that they're all put to bed, he's finishing up with the decorations while I'm heading back into the kitchen to finish up my prep. For the basmati rice, I have here 2 cups of basmati rice, 2.5 cups of water, some salt, and 2 tablespoons of oil. That is all ready and done. I just have to cover it up and bake it in a 400-degree oven. I'm getting my soup pot ready, filling it up with water, washing up some lamb over there, placing it inside. I'm going to be putting that on the stovetop to get it start cooking while I'm going to be doing my other preps. So here I laid out all of the meals that I'm preparing to make. I find it the easiest to do it this way. I wash all of my produce, all of my sides like the rice, and get it all ready in my pans, and I'm just gonna season it. I'm gonna season everything up and start baking them. As you can see, the rice is done. I'm just covering it up and placing it in a 400-degree oven to bake for about 40 minutes. Once that's done and inside, I'm able to focus on my next prep. Here I have some short ribs. These are the seasonings that I will be using: some salt, pepper, paprika, seasoning salt, onion powder, coriander, cumin, and steak seasoning, as well as some brown sugar and your favorite barbecue sauce. I'm going to be sprinkling all of that over the short ribs and covering it up with some foil and baking it also in a 400-degree oven with the rice that's already inside. Now the soup has started to boil and all the gunk is coming up to the surface. I'm just going to be skimming all of that off here. This is one of my most favorite soups, and it's such a no fuss to make. I literally just throw in a whole piece of onion, half a piece of green pepper, some celery stalks, 1 carrot, and 1 potato, the large kind. I throw everything in with a rough chop and season it with some chicken consomme seasoning, some black pepper, cumin, coriander, salt, and some bay leaves. Moving right along to the minute steaks, I washed them all over here already, and I'm going to be seasoning with some salt, black pepper, cumin, coriander, steak seasoning, and paprika. I am going to be adding in some sliced potatoes over the bottom of it and placing in some oil right over the top. I cover everything up with some foil and place it into a 400-degree oven as well with the rest of the items into the oven, and it's going to be cooking for a few hours until it's nice and tender. Now on to the turkey drumsticks. I season it with some seasoning salt and some chicken seasoning from Costco. I also add in some paprika, some black pepper, and some salt. I do have a little bit of oil over there in that bowl, so I'm going to be adding that as well with a little bit of water. I'm going to cover that up and bake it in the oven at 400 degrees for a couple of hours. Lastly, for the night, I'm going to be making my truffle mayo salmon. I have a few tablespoons of mayo, some garlic, dill, and some truffle oil with some salt and black pepper that's going into a bowl. My salmon over there is frozen, as you can tell. I forgot to defrost it. I also added in some fish seasoning that you saw right now. I don't remember the exact kind, but I've used so many different kinds in the past. It really doesn't matter which kind you have. They're all very yummy and delicious. I smear that garlic, mayo, truffle oil dressing right over the top of the fish, cover it, baked in the oven set at 400 degrees as well for about 20 minutes. At this point, the rice is fully baked. It has been removed. I'm fluffing up the rice with either a fork or a spoon and giving it a good shake up so that all of the rice is very individualized and just delicious. About an hour and a half into baking, I removed the turkey drumsticks and baste it with its juices and place it back into the oven for an additional hour or so until it just falls off the bone. I do the same thing with the short ribs. I take it out of the oven halfway through and baste it with its delicious juices and place it back into the oven to cook for an additional hour to an hour and a half until it's falling off the bone. And of course, the same thing applies for the minute steaks. They're getting basted with its juices. I'm going to test to see if they are done, but they are not because they are still very tough. So covering it back up and placing it back in the oven. Here, the lamb soup is perfectly ready. Oh, if you could smell this, it is just incredible. The turkey drumsticks are ready as well, and they have the most perfect golden color, and they are falling off the bone. The minute steaks are done. All I have left to do for them is to put some garlic and cilantro and dill over the top and crispen up the potatoes on the hot plate right before serving. I definitely think that these short ribs are going to be the star of the show for this holiday. They are falling off the bone. Just look at that. They are so full of flavor. All I have to do before serving is just place it on the hot plate, heat them through, and the juices are going to become nice and thick. truffle mayo salmon is perfectly cooked and I can't wait to serve it. Well, that's it for this week's video on how I celebrate the Jewish holiday of Sukkot with my family. If you enjoyed this type of video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I wanted to wish everyone a very happy Sukkot for those who celebrate, from my family to yours.